class is going to show you how to register teachers in your school so that they can log in and view their learning growth results. In previous online classes and during the online assessment, your teachers learned how to describe how Aldine is going to measure student learning growth, interpret various growth reports, and explain how learning growth will be used as one part of their evaluation. To register your teachers to the site, you must first log on to the Learning Growth Network. Aldine Human Resources has registered all principals, so you'll use your email address and the password that was sent to you. And then after you log into the site, I'm going to show you now how you register each of the teachers in your building. So let's switch over here to the growth site, and I'm going to switch over. Now, I've created an account for myself as a principal in a fictitious district called Colonial ISD. So I'm going to log in here, and now I am in the site. And notice at the top there are several tabs. The tab that I'm going to click to start registering my teachers is Administration. So as you can see, I've already registered a few teachers in my building, and let me show you how to register a new teacher. I'm going to register a 4th grade teacher whose name is Sarah Lincoln. So I'm in View Elementary, that's the name of my school. I'm going to go to Add Users. Notice that I can add 10 teachers at a time. I'm going to add Sarah Lincoln. And I'm going to add her email. All right, and enter it in, and then I'm going to identify Sarah Lincoln as a teacher. Now, I could add 10 teachers at a time. Once I click OK, an email will be sent to Sarah Lincoln that will give her the login instructions and her password so that she can get into the site and start viewing her results. So now I've registered Sarah Lincoln. Now, there's a second thing that I have to do to make sure that Sarah Lincoln can see her student growth percentile results and each of her students' student growth percentile results. And that thing is that I have to go under this user level and click on teacher. You see it here? The reason I have to do this is I have to identify Sarah Lincoln as Sarah Lincoln. So I'm going to go down and I'm going to look at all these teachers that I have in my school, and here she is. So I'm going to click Sarah Lincoln. So now when Sarah Lincoln logs on, she's going to be able to see her growth results and her student growth results, but she's not going to be able to see any of the other teachers or their students' growth results. All right, so I click OK, and there she is. So let me show you exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm going to copy now Sarah's login information. Let me update her password so that I can log in as her. All right, and I will log out, and let's log in as Sarah. All right, now I'm logged in as Sarah. So when I go now to results, well, if I go to administration and I'm Sarah, I have the capability to change my email address if I click this edit button, and I also have the capability to change my password because originally I'm going to be sent an alphanumeric password and I'm probably going to want to change it. If I go to results, and the first thing I see is my school results. So Sarah, like we said, is in View Elementary, and she gets to see the results for reading, math, and science at the school level. And she can then look down at the grade levels, and so now we're looking at the different grade level growth in reading. But when she looks at teacher level, what Sarah's going to see is she's going to see her name under one of the candles, but for all the other teachers in the school, she doesn't see their names under the candles. So this is why you have to identify Sarah Lincoln when you register her, so that her name shows up and she can see which growth result is hers, but she won't see any of the other teachers in the building. We could then look at her math growth. So her reading growth was great. Her math growth, also spectacular, 88 growth percentile. And then when Sarah wants to look at her individual students' growth, she's going to go down to student teacher. And you notice, right, only Sarah comes up, so not all of the other teachers in the building. So if I click Sarah, I see all of her individual students and her scatter plot shows up. Okay, again, this is why we have to identify her. I can switch over. I can look at her reading growth result, click on her name. All of her individual kids show up. She's getting just great growth. All right, so that's how to register teachers. So let's just review real quickly here. I'm going to log out, and I'm going to log back in as principal. So we just showed you what Sarah would see. I'm going to log in back as myself as principal here. And to do this, we have to do is we have to make sure that after we register each of our teachers, we click on that link under user level and we identify those teachers. So see, in this case, I've identified Sarah. And if I were going to do Javier Ramos, I make sure that I identify Javier Ramos. All right, so you got to do it for each one of the teachers that you register. As the principal, of course, you see everything. So when we go to school teacher, you see all the teachers' names and all of their results. Because you're the principal, you have access to all that data. And if you were to go to student teacher, you would see all the different teachers in your school, and if you clicked on their names, you could look at each of their individual students' growth as well in terms of their scatter plots. All right, so that's the difference, and that's why it's absolutely critical to make sure that you identify those teachers. All right, so let's log out. Let's come back here to the PowerPoint, and we'll wrap up here. All right, so again, registering teachers. I put out the steps here so that we're reminded what to do. The first thing is you click on the administration tab and then click add users. Enter the teachers' names and emails. They're going to get sent an email that will give them login instructions with their alphanumeric password. After you've registered the teachers, you have to click that link for each teacher under the user level column and check that teacher's name. If the teacher's name doesn't appear after you click the teacher in the user column, the reason that teacher's name doesn't appear is because there were not growth results. So for many teachers in your building, there won't be growth results. All right, you can still add them. They can see the school results, they can see the grade level results, they can see student results. They just won't have their own individual growth results. Don't forget, after you register your teachers, to click that teacher link under users and tell the system which teacher is which. Otherwise, when the teachers log in, they won't be able to see their individual growth results. Thanks so much for taking the time to learn how to register your teachers. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call me or email me. I am more than happy to help. Good luck. Get your teachers on exploring their growth results.